As you can see in that video, concussions probably occur a lot more than you'd think. Concussions are common injuries with serious consequences. When I was younger, I played basketball for about 7 years, and in high school, in about a period of 2 years, I sustained 4 concussions, which is not good. That video was me, and after it ended, what you didn't see was that I was taken to the emergency room because I couldn't move my head or my neck. It was really scary, but luckily it wasn't too serious. I just had to stay out of basketball for about 2 weeks to let my brain heal. It's important to understand what a concussion is because even though most of us aren't collegiate athletes, we do have the opportunity to play sports and stay active, which leads to the opportunity or risk of having a concussion. And so it's important that we can recognize and understand what a concussion is. Today I will be telling you what a concussion is and what the short-term and the long-term effects of them are. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, a concussion is a type of traumatic brain injury, or TBI, caused by a bump, blow, or jolt to the head, or by a hit to the body that causes the head and brain to move rapidly back and forth. This can cause swelling and bruising because the brain is pushed up against the side of the skull. It can also cause nerve damage because the nerve tissues are ripped and torn apart. There's about a 7 to 10 day recovery for a concussion, and during that time it's important to limit our screen time because we are very sensitive to light and sound, and those things can impact how quickly we recover from a concussion. Now that we know what a concussion is, we can understand what some of the short-term effects are. It is possible to black out during a concussion, and once you regain consciousness, you can experience sensitivity to light and sound, blurred vision, headaches, a loss of balance, and other symptoms. Some of the symptoms to look for are appearing dazed and a change in eating and sleeping patterns. Now that you know the short-term effects, you can know the long-term effects. Long-term effects are rare, but they do occur, and so it's important that we can understand them. Some of the less serious long-term effects are depression, memory loss, irritability, and disorders of the taste and smell. Some of the more serious long-term effects are post-concussion syndrome and second impact syndrome. In post-concussion syndrome, symptoms of a concussion can last for weeks, months, and even years after sustaining the first concussion. However, studies have shown that there's no association between post-concussion syndrome and the severity of the concussion received. According to Tered Bey and Brian Ostick, second impact syndrome occurs after someone has sustained a concussion and is experiencing the symptoms, yet they continue to play the sports fairly quickly and get another concussion. This can lead to brain swelling, which can ultimately lead to death in very serious cases. Another very serious long-term effect is chronic traumatic encephalopathy, otherwise known as CTE. According to the Concussion Legacy Foundation, it is a degenerative brain disease that occurs from multiple impacts or blows to the head. CTE causes irritability, depression, and other behavior changes. People with CTE often have difficulty controlling impulses and making proper decisions, and so when you combine that with depression, it can often lead to suicide. In conclusion, we can all benefit from the knowledge of what a concussion is and what the short-term and long-term effects are. We all have the opportunity to stay active, and with that comes the importance of understanding what the concussion is, because we can all sustain a concussion. Concussions are not rare, but they are very serious. According to HeadspaceCompany.com, in 2012, 3.8 million people reported receiving a concussion. In 2012, however, that number was half of what it is now. It's obviously on the rise, and so it's important that we can understand what they are. Now that you know what about concussions and what they are, and what the short-term and long-term effects can be, you're better prepared to seek medical attention if necessary. Thank you.